Okay. There's a condition which is caused if the high blood glucose concentration is not treated. That is known as type 1 diabetes, also known as a juvenile diabetes or insulin dependent diabetes. It's a chronic condition. Chronic condition means the old it's a condition which is prolonged, and in this condition the pancreas make less insulin or no insulin, means there's a problem with the pancreas. And what happens is there can many factors which affect this condition. It can be genetic, it can be due to some viral infections, it can be due to some chemicals which are used, which may affect the cells of the pancreas, and this may cause the type 1 disease. Type 1 is the disease, is the actually diabetes which appears during the childhood or the adolescence, means it shows itself in a very early stages of the human life. Okay, it's not the problem of the older people, it's a problem of the people who are younger. A younger, like they are in a childhood, or they are growing up in their teens, or they're in very early adult age. That is known as diabetes type 1. Okay, so far, how would you control it? Treatment is directed towards managing the amount of sugar in the blood. Now, insulin is not being produced. What you can do is use the insulin externally, and you need to control your lifestyle and diet so to prevent the complications. Now, what are the symptoms of the diabetes type 1? Feeling more thirsty than usual because your body wants to get rid of the excess glucose. And as the glucose level increases, the water potential is dropping, so your body needs more water. Urinating frequently, you are drinking more water, so of course the urination will be frequent, plus your body wants to something body needs to remove, detoxifying it. It usually moves out by these excretory products. Bedwetting in children who have never wet the bed during the night. Feeling very hungry, means it's a hunger panic condition that you want to eat something uh, promptly. You have that urge to eat something at that very moment. But it's not like you are hungry, like you just sit and have a big, large meal. You just need something. You would feel like you are hungry, but as soon as you eat two or three pieces of the food, you feel relax, or your just hunger goes down. Losing weight, this can make a person feel lethargic as well. Losing weight without trying, feeling irritable, or having other mood changes. Of course, your hormones are changing, so your body function is changing as well. Feeling tired and weak, have a blurry vision. How would you treat it? By taking insulin, by counting the carbohydrate, fats, and protein amounts in your food, monitoring the blood sugar often, having a healthy food, means um, which is rich in fiber, which is rich in protein, and good amount of water as well, and exercising regularly so you can utilize that sugar which is in your body and keeping a healthy weight. This is how you will treat your diabetes. Now, moving on to our next part, that is uh, temperature control. Temperature control is also known as thermoregulation. Thermo means temperature, right? And regulation means to control. Thermoregulation. The part of the body who deals with the thermoregulation or temperature control is the skin. Skin, the exposed part of your body, right? Oh, what are the function of the skin? It's an excretory organ. It's the largest organ of the body. Skin is not a tissue, it's a organ, because there are several different tissues working there. There are blood vessels, there are nervous system, nervous tissues, there are epithelial tissues, the epidermal tissues, different variety of tissues are present there, and they are working as a one organ. That's why the skin is the organ, and it is covering your whole body. That's why it's the largest organ of the body. What are the other functions of the skin? Excretory organ. Yes, because you're sweating. Sweat is the excretory part. What is excretion? What is the excretory organ? The waste material which is formed after the metabolic activity, after the chemical reactions in your body has several chemical reactions going on. So definitely the waste products are formed. That waste product is known as excretory product, and it needs to be released out. So skin is one of the excretory organ which releases those toxic product by the by the release of sweat. It is also sensory organ. Yes, the touch, the sense of touch is on your skin, and it means that there are several motor and the sensory neurons present there, because they will take the message of sense, right? They will sense the touch through the sensory receptors. The message will go to your CNS, it will process, and you will respond back towards your that affected area. So yes, your skin has many sensory neurons, and because not only they feel the touch, they also can sense the temperature in your external environment. So, those receptors or sensory neurons who receive the message of temperature is known as thermoreceptors. Therm, wherever you see the term therm, therm means temperature. Receptor, receiving the message. So those neurons who receive the message regarding temperature are known as thermoreceptors. So yes, my skin is the sensory organ as well, because they contain thermoreceptors. And my skin also protects from the pathogens, as it has been discussed in the disease and immunity chapter, that the skin is acting as a mechanical barrier, right? Won't allow the pathogens to enter unless there's a wound or a cut, and is the largest organ of the body. We have discussed that. This is the function of the skin. Now, the skin, if you see, this is a cross section of the skin, and this is the very upper part. The skin has three layers. This is a very upper part which you see. You can see the hair uh, coming out of it. This is the part which you are seeing. That is known as epidermis. Underneath the epidermis, there is another layer known as dermis. The word derma came from skin, dermatologist, those who deals with the skin problems, skin issues. So this is the term derm. Derm means skin. Epidermis, the outer skin, right? Dermis is on this middle part, very important part. This is the part where you need to identify the parts of the skin. And the most lower part is known as hypodermis. It is the area where the fat content is being deposited. It contains adipose tissues. It is the area where the fats are being stored for insulation. Hypodermis. Three parts: epidermis, dermis, and hypodermis. Now let's go uh, and discuss the structure and labeling of the skin. Now this is a skin part, cross section of the skin. Upper part is known as dermis. This is the upper part. Upper part is made up of a protein known as keratin, and this layer is usually dead layer. And this it's a protective layer. It not only protects from the pathogens, it only also protect you from the excess evaporation, loss of water, and it's much tougher part of your skin. Yes. Now, coming to the middle part, which is important, the dermis. What you are seeing in this middle part here, there are many different structures present. There are some neurons present, You can see their different shapes. Some are like branch shape, some are like these a leaf-like structure, and you can see the blood vessels as well. There is a hair structure as well. This is hair. Hair is in a particular follicle, and then you can see some glands here, which is known as sebaceous glands. And there's one more structure. You can see this knot-like structure, this uh, irregular knot-like structure, which is overloop. This is known as sweat glands, and these sweat glands will be opening in the epidermis via sweat duct. Again, see the duct, word came duct, as we discussed in the endocrine part. So through this sweat duct, the sweat, what does it do? It helps in the formation of sweat, and that sweat will move upward towards the epidermal part. There's a pore open, and the sweat will be released in form of water vapors by conduction, convention, and the radiation method. Okay, so this is the structure of the skin, and the diagram to see it more clearly. Epidermis, and then you can see in the dermal part there are some blood vessels, as they are in a cap. They are the blood vessels are they are usually the arterioles. We would say that the those arteries which have a smaller diameter, they're the arterioles. Now, when we are discussing about the arterioles, um, we will use the certain terms here to describe how do they work. This is the hair follicle. Half of the hair is embedded inside. This is the hair shaft, sorry. This is the hair shaft, and hair shaft is embedded in this hair follicle. And this hair follicle has a gland that is known as sebaceous gland. It produces oil, which keeps your hair soft. The epidermis is made up of dead skin. A dead skin is uh, very rough, and you see your skin as a smooth layer. How it is smooth? These sebaceous glands are being produced. Sebaceous glands are producing the oils, and these oils are keeping your skin soft and moist, right? So not only your so here is actually the part of epidermis. You can see this epidermis is embedded in the dermis. See, it is embedded in dermis. So your hair is also dead, right? Your hair is a dead structure. So have you ever thought why your hair grows if it is dead? Because the epidermal layer, there are certain layers in the epidermis as well. The outermost one, which you see, is completely dead area. It's a cornified area. It's a very rough area. It is dead. But there is another layer in the epidermis which is alive, which keeps on growing. So that's why you see that your hair shaft grows. When you cut your hair, it grows after a few after a certain time. So this is how your hair grows. Same goes for your nails as well, right? Okay, now this follicle is attached with the blood capillaries. It is attached with the nervous system as well, the neurons. Someone who pulls your hair, do you feel pain? Yeah. Why? Because your hair follicles also attached with the uh, n- uh, nerves. If you see here, see, it is attached with the nerves. Okay, and if you pluck your hair, you may see a small bead of the blood as well. So your hair follicles also attached with the blood capillaries. And there is a muscle known as hair erector muscle. Now it relaxes and contracts according to the condition of the temperature. We will discuss this, how the hair erector muscle works, when we will discuss the thermoregulation, right? So this is about the hair structure. Now, I want you to focus on the nerves right now. If you see this, if the nerve, these are the nerve endings. If the nerves are in a branch form, they are usually the nerve which receive the message for temperature. They are thermoreceptors. Okay. If you see the nerve in a leaf-like structure, this is the pressure nerve ending, right? And if you see a structure which is a small spherical part on top, the ending is a small spherical, they are the touch receptors. There are the different type of receptors present in your skin, who deals with the temperature, who deals with the pressure, who deals with the pressure. Of course, you feel the pressure on your skin. Someone who holds your hand tightly, or if the grip is soft, you can actually tell the pressure of the person's hand, right? So these are the certain certain receptors present in your skin. Our main focus is temperature here, right? Okay. And this is the uh, hypoderm. This is the area where the fatty tissues are being stored, and this contains the adipose tissue. Adipose tissue stores the fats, and that fat is later on used for the insulation, keeping your body warm. Now, okay, the dermis. We have discussed these are the certain structures present in the dermis, and let's go into detail that what do they do, and how do they help in the maintaining the temperature. Now, number one is blood vessel. There are numerous blood vessels present in my dermis, and they are actually the arterioles, the smaller form of the arteries. If you remember how the arteries work, you know the arteries has a pressure of the blood. They have pulse as well. The arteries have the high amount of elastic fiber in them, and to control the pressure, they have that's why they have the more elastic fiber in epithelial tissues. Plus, how the blood moves into the arterioles, how the arteries work, they constrict and dilate. There are two terms, if you remember: constrict and dilate. Constrict, constrict and dilate. Okay. Constrict means when the diameter is narrow of the artery. And if I'm saying it dilates, it means the diameter has been increased, right? The diameter, the lumen of the artery has increased. That is known as it has dilated. And if it becomes narrow, this phenomenon is known as constrict. When your arteries is constricted, less blood is flown and less heat is removed. You know, your blood has it carries the heat as well, right? So according to the condition, means if your body temperature is low, it needs to trap more heat so the temperature can go back to the 37. If the body temperature drops, right? What is the set point of temperature of the human body? 37, right? If the body temperature drops, it needs to go back to 37. So it needs to produce more heat. What happens that in the arterioles, the blood flow will be low, right? And if you need to if your body temperature increases or go beyond the 37 degree centigrade, means your body needs to release the heat out of your body. It needs to remove the heat out of the body. It is where the arterioles dilate. So this is the two conditions: the arterioles constrict and dilate, connecting with the chapter transport in humans. Now, what is vaso here? These this constriction dilation in the skin particularly, not the whole body vessels I'm talking about. I'm talking about the particular vessels of or the arteriole which are present in the skin. They are controlled by a nerve known as vasomotor. So according to the temperature change, the vasomotor will bring the message to the arterioles that what they need to do. If the temperature drops, my body needs to trap the heat. It means the blood flow will be less. If the blood flow is less, it means the arteries will contract. This is known as vasoconstriction. Less blood is flown to the skin, means it is trapping the heat. Vice versa, if your body temperature exceeds from 37, means that my arterioles need to dilate, so more blood is flown. If more blood will come towards the skin, more heat can be lost. Means I need to bring the blood towards the skin if I need to remove the heat. I need to uh, bring less blood towards the skin if I need to trap the heat, if I need to keep the heat in my body, within my body. So this is actually the amount of blood flown into the skin, and it is controlled by vasomotor, how your arterioles are working according to the temperature outside your body. So it is going to act inside your body. This change will allow how much amount of blood needs to be sent towards the skin. All right. So if I say in the summertime, my arterioles will vasodilate. If I say in a winter time, my arterioles will constrict. You have seen in the winters, your skin becomes pale, right? Why? Because your body is trying to keep the heat within the body. And in the summertime, you have skin, your skin is being blushed, your skin becomes more pinkish, right? Why? Because your body is losing the heat, so there's more blood flow towards the skin as well. Okay, so this is the part of the blood vessels which you need to know, these key terms: vasoconstriction, vasodilation. All right, now here, common feature in the mammals. If you can write down this term, if they ask you to identify the mammals or write down any specific features of the mammals, their body have hairs on them, and the hair grow inside the hair follicle, as we have seen in the diagram. And at the base of the hair, they contain the blood capillaries. Yes, your hair follicle is connected with the blood capillaries. It's connected with the nervous neurons and nerves as well. Okay, there is a muscle which was attached with the hair follicle. That was a hair erector muscle here. Go back to the diagram. See, hair erector muscle. Okay, what does it do? Erector muscle means it erects. Erects means it contracts. Okay. Now, what happens that if my hair erector muscle relaxes, so the hair, for example, it is relaxed. So my hair will be like uh, it's not in a stand-up position. It will be like what? Okay. So my hair follicle or my hair would lie flat on the skin. Okay, if the hair erector muscle is relaxed, and usually in the summertime it is relaxed, right? So the hair follicle are eased up. The pores are being open. The hair follicles have the pores where the air is being ventilated. So the more air is moved, more heat is removed. But in this winter time, when you need to trap the heat in your body, these hair erector muscles will contract. When they contract, your hair will stand up. That is known as a goosebump conditions. The goosebumps, your those pores around your follicle will actually close the muscles, or yes, the muscles around your the pores at your hair follicle, or the or near your hair shaft will close up. So this is how the heat is being trapped, or that air is being trapped inside your skin. It is how your body keeps itself warm. Now, so two conditions. In summer, hair erector muscles relaxes. Your hair needs it lie flats on your skin, so the air is actually ventilated. The air moves out, so it removes the heat as well. And in the winter condition, the hair erector muscles are contracted, and which makes the hair stand up. This is known as a goosebump, and it will allow the heat air to be trapped inside your skin, so the heat is being so heat remains within the body. In another part that is known as sweat gland releases the sweat, and your sweat is made up of three things: urea, water, salt. Now, this urea is the excretory product which is formed after the deamination. Mm, water, excess water, and excess salt. These three things make up the sweat. So in the summertime you sweat a lot. So sweating is profuse in the summers, and in the winters you are still sweating, but it's very negligible and very little amount, right? So the sweat glands will make the sweat, and through the sweat duct, it will go out of the surface of the skin through the sweat pore, which is also shown in the diagram as well. That knotted part of the skin is this knotted part of the skin of the knotted part of the dermis is known as sweat gland. Sweat gland is also connected with the capillaries. See, means if the capillaries are vasodilating or vasoconstricting, the amount of heat is also a part of this sweat. So if you are coming out of the sun, or you are exercising, so you are sweating a lot. During that sweating part, you may feel that you're also radiating the heat out of your body, right? So that water vapors are carrying the heat out of your body, and by the process of conduction, convection, and radiation, the heat is also moved out uh, with the help of sweat. Okay. The fourth part is the temperature receptors. As we have seen, there are some nerve endings found because it's a sense organ as well. That the receptor help us to sense the pain, the pressure, the temperature change in the external environment. The sebaceous glands, which are the glands which are opening on the side of the hair follicle, they releases the oily substance known as sebum into the hair follicle. The sebum lubricates our hair and keeping the skin soft and smooth, and also prevents from the dehydration of the skin. Yes, we are sweating. We are removing the excess water and salt in order to keep my body temperature and water concentration normal, or yes, or stable. However, excess water loss needs to be monitored as well. So my skin do prevent the excess evaporation. And the last part is the hypodermis. Uh, and hypodermis contains some tissues known as adipose tissue, which stores the fats, right? And especially they act as an insulator, especially for those mammals who live in the colder region like polar bear or penguins or whales who are in the icy area or very cold area. How do they keep themselves warm? They have a very furry body, plus they have a very blubbery skin. Blubbery skin means they have a very thick layer of fat which keeps their body insulated. Okay, this is all about the structure of the skin.